much? Is there kind of pressure on DeAndre and Chris to step up a little bit?
Yeah, I think there's naturally, but it's good pressure, and I think it'd be different if they hadn't played all season long, you know. But every one of them, both those guys have gotten game action against quality opponents in critical situations. So excited to see them.
Each of them played pretty well when they had to fill in for Cash in that Texas A&M game. What is it about those guys that they didn't flinch when that opportunity came?
I think football is really important to them. They've done a good job progressively playing smarter and playing more instinctive. We just got two good young players in those two guys.
As you guys kind of look toward the future, are there ways to get both those guys and Cash on the field at the same time?
Yeah, I think there's certain situations and packages you can do with that, but that's more for experimentation down the road.
Does it make your job tough though, having to kind of balance those two and Cash?
No, I think you've heard it said over and over again. It's depth makes us all better, right? Competition brings out the best in everybody, and just the fact that all three of those guys are going to have to play.
Are you going to keep Josh outside, or are you going to put him on the D line or Pascal? Sorry.
Oh, he's going to be outside for this game.
What about going forward in next season? Or is that been
We'll address that. I mean, we're one game at a time. We're trying to win a bowl game, and don't get me wrong. The great thing about bowl prep is you get to, get those young guys experience, but we're not going to look too far ahead either.
How nice is it that you guys got to face a guy, Terry, all year in practice? Trace McSorley, similar kind of profile offensively. Does that help at all?
Yeah, absolutely. The fact that Terry puts pressure on you with his arms and his feet obviously helps us.
Stoops was saying their offense is really similar to Mississippi State's. Is there a lot of stuff that you guys can learn from watching that film?
Yeah, and I think it's it's a double-edged sword. It's a two-edged street. They're going to probably say the same thing. But, sets a film that we've been studying, and they've been studying, I'm sure, too.
With Chris, I think you have him listed as the backup to Cash, and you had him as a backup with Jordan. Do you decide to just sort of split them?
Yeah, and that, they got to be multiple, just because if you have two injuries,
Right.
now you got to have a guy step up. Jamin's done really well in this bowl prep, too, and he's a guy that figures into that equation, too. But Chris has been dual training both.
In the bowl prep, how much do you incorporate some of the young guys? Because I think the entire secondary is going to be out. Who are some of those guys that will be in the mix?
Cedric Dortz played a bunch, Jamari Brown, Stanley Garner, all those young kids that have redshirted, and we're going good on good. Those guys get a bunch of opportunities.
What does it say about just some of your guys on that defensive side who have, the ability to go to the next level, and they're dedicating their season to finishing out playing?
I think it just shows you how important the team is, and those guys, it's meant a lot to get to this point, and they want to go out a winner.
How will you be spending the next 18 hours before the faxes start rolling in?
Well, we'll be texting and making sure that everything's going right with the kids, and then anxiously awaiting,
Is it a sleepless night, stressful night?
I wouldn't say sleepless, and it's a good kind of stress. It's more of an anxious,
I know you can't talk about specific guys, but was it by design that you all kind of made more of an impact in Georgia recruiting this year? I know that you do a lot of that area too.
I think there's good football there, and coaches made a big point of emphasis of recruiting our footprint and then getting out a little bit. So I don't know necessarily just the state of Georgia. He always wants to start 5-hour radius and then kind of move more as needs and players go.
What were you hoping to get from this class, just generically as a defense on your side of the ball?
We got to get more players on the edge, and whether it's outside linebacker or corner, because as you know, we lose some good players there. That was first and foremost, and then just again guys that are natural football players that can run and hit.
Did you win go-kart racing last night?
What's that?
Did you win in go-kart racing last
No,
night?
but I was ticked Brez put that picture up.
Everybody good?